Hi guys, and welcome to a special anime podcast. Not an anime podcast, series. We're still going to be talking about animes, but this time we're talking about a live action. The live action Death Note movie trailer and the casting, we're going to go all over that. And to do that, we have a special guest, once again, GoProKyo. How's it going?
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Not too bad. Just
You know what? You're bugging me too much. I'm gonna grab my Death Note. 1 second. How's your last name spelled again? 1 second. I'll be right back.
let's okay, it's CHRISTENSON.
Perfect. He's done. Okay. 40 more seconds. 40 more seconds. You're out. You're out. Oh my God. Church just died? Church. Okay, I shouldn't have not done that on the podcast. That was a bad idea. That's
Well, okay, I'll send out a life note.
Oh, there we go. Life eraser. All right.
Fucking Smosh life note.
Wait, what?
Smosh did the Death Note, did that Death Note video, and they had they had a Death Note, and then they also had like a life note. So like whoever's name you wrote, they would come back to life, and they kept like writing somebody's name back and forth. So like dead life.
Oh
dead,
yeah,
life.
and they had that book cover like, oh, it was a Death Note the whole time.
Yeah.
All right, I just watched the trailer. Obviously, let's talk about the casting first. There's a lot of people accusing this movie for being very whitewashed. Why do you think that is, Kyo?
Well, because the first fact is we have a completely or a mostly white cast. Like there are some Asian, Japanese, and other actors in there, but the main cast is mostly comprised of white actors.
Right.
Except for the exception of L, which honestly is an odd choice to give a. I mean, it's honestly the biggest shock to me that they chose a black actor for the role of L. There's no problem with it, but at the same time, it's just like when you think L, you think very pasty, very skinny, very a mostly quiet and subtle type of character. But I mean. Not that a black actor can't do that, but at the same time, you can't really imagine a pale black person. Like it's kind
well, I think we need to remember that this is an adaptation, and we need to remember that because that this is not Death Note. This is the American version of Death Note, and the director here is going for a quote fresher and newer version of the movie. So why not spice things up by switching the entire cast races around? I mean, obviously, for the fanatic that's like super hardcore, Al's the white pasty guy and he needs to be that way. Seeing an actor like Keith take his role is obviously something that's going to confuse them and maybe frustrate them, but at the same time, this is a new adaptation of Death Note, and it's an Americanized version, so you can't expect a copy-paste version of Death Note in this situation. And I think it's very interesting too, because we did see like pictures of when the movie was being shot and everything. Al's got like this black cloak all over him, and he looks like he's I don't know what's the word, but he's like undercover the entire time. So I think it's gonna be interesting. I think Al is questionable to people right now, but when the movie does come out, it's either gonna like impact people and like, oh wow, that was really good, or it's totally gonna flop. People are like, this was so left. So this was so a missed opportunity.
honestly with trailers, it's completely up in the air. Like it's a 50-50. It's a complete coin toss. You get heads or you get tails. You have no idea where it's gonna go.
It definitely this teaser is a little taste. It's a little like sprinkle on your friggin' coffee. I don't even know how to put it, but we can't build an entire like
You can't pull a conclusion just based on your trailer.
Exactly.
People did the exact same thing when Ghost in the Shell was coming out, and Ghost in the Shell has gotten okay reviews. I don't have the. I should have had Rotten Tomatoes up ready when I started talking about that. But anyway, from what I was told, a lot of people who had seen the original anime or the anime film, they said it was pretty close. It was an okay adaptation, and it seemed to do all right. And I can't say for sure because I didn't get to see it. It was in my theater. I never got to go see it.
Right.
But yes, I do definitely agree with you. It is an adaptation, and liberties are completely allowed. It's just, I think that the thing that shocked people the most was the fact that they're used to the concept of like, okay, these characters are from Japan, so they must obviously Japanese. But here's the thing: the fact of the matter is that L is not Japanese. He's probably the furthest from Japanese. He's like a mix of
quarter
like several...
British, quarter
Yeah.
Italian, quarter Japanese, and quarter something else.
Exactly. He's a mix of he's a very spread out mix of European descendants. So that's
Right.
something. So that's something that people keep never seem to catch on to. But like if people are upset about like L or no, not L, sorry, Light being American or whatever, or all the other characters being American, I understand. Like everybody's expecting a Japanese cast.
I think what bugs me the most, I guess, about the casting, I understand you want to Americanize everything,
Right.
but renaming the characters, I think, was a bit too much of a stretch, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I think
you know what? I think you're right about that. But I mean,
Light Turner, like, what is this? Like, Fairly All Parents? What's going on here? Like, Light Turner, Light freaking Turner. What the hell is that? Like, why would you? Like, what did he do? Like, he went on like a family tree. Oh, what was? Oh, you're American. What was your great grandfather's name? Oh, yeah, it was Turner. Perfect. That's gonna be it. That's it. That rolls off the tongue perfectly. Light Turner. No, it doesn't. Okay. And then Misa isn't even Misa. It's Mia Stutton. What is that? Mia
What?
Stutton?
what?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I knew they like changed his last name. I mean, that's understandable, but at the same time, like, really? Mia? That's my dog's name. That's my fucking dog's name.
Really?
Yes, my dog's name is Mia. It's a little schnauzer.
Yeah, back to our Death Notes. I think one character they nailed for sure is Ryuk. William Dafoe playing Ryuk.
Oh my god,
makes
yes.
complete sense. Makes absolutely complete sense. And you know what? If they're able to nail that down, you know what? I'm gonna trust them with Light Turner and Mia Stutton. I am. Like, I know the names are like
I am totally down for Willem Dafoe as Ryuk. Like that, like just that little line he has at the end of the trailer is just like, oh my god, I got chills.
right.
Like, I feel like if they get nothing else right, it seems that Ryuk is probably going to be the best part of the whole show.
Definitely. I mispronounced. It was Mia Sutton, not Stutton. Sorry.
Whatever.
Just
change the name.
for the
Change the
hardcore
name.
people out
Whatever.
there.
You can. They changed the name. You can change the name. It doesn't matter.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, Light's dad is going to be called James Turner.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's not really a big deal. It's not like the name was super tied to the character. It was basically just like, changing the names doesn't really matter as much. You'll still get the idea of like who these characters
still
are.
matters. It matters a lot. I think. I think it matters. This is how you're gonna call your character, and you think he goes Turner. Like, no, that's not. No, that's ouch. That's not easy on the ears. You know, like Yagami sounds really way better, and the names is what like got to me. It was really the names. Like, you cast chickens. If you think that chickens can do it right, I will watch a movie with chickens and Death Notes.
I'm thinking
but
like
the names.
I'm thinking like fucking Chicken Run, like the Aardman animation, like just the claymation chickens, just like writing in a Death Note.
I'll take this.
You'll take the chicken Death Notes.
I'll take this potato chicken.
I'll take this chicken feet and I'll eat it.
In 40 seconds, you will become a chicken nugget. Okay. Yeah. Gets deep fried.
Oh my god. Oh my god, that's perfect. No, I feel like there needs to be an animation of Death Note with chickens.
Oh my god.
I'll think about it.
I'm gonna make a remix of L theme with chicken knives. No. All right. As far as the casting, that's kind of everything I had. Anything else you want to mention about the casting?
Really, it didn't bother me. I mean, I was just like, whenever I see the casting, like if there's mostly like American actors in there, I'm like, okay, whatever. But like I can see why people are upset about the idea of most of them being not Japanese, because everybody immediately thinks like anime, Japanese, is tied to that. But honestly, Death Note is probably the best story that they could do that wasn't so tied to Japanese culture. Like, there's no point in Death Note where you just see something that's completely different from what American culture is like. I mean, obviously Japanese culture is very different from American culture, but at the same time, in Death Note, the difference is not as prominent. Like, it's not really like you really don't see the difference as much as you would like in say if you were to talk about like Ouran High School Host Club and make an anime like a real life version of that really wouldn't be honestly, if you did a live action version of Ouran Host Club, it would probably be more important that it is tied to Japanese culture.
It would be interesting.
It doesn't need to. I'm not saying it needs to happen. I'm just saying if you did do that.
You know what? It's interesting nonetheless.
Okay. So are we gonna move on to the trailer?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Obviously, this trailer starts off with the Death Note falling down and Light picking it up. And I just want to point out. With one thing.
Okay.
Homie, Nat Wolf. Homie's got frosted tips.
What?
Yeah, like he's got frosted tips, like the tips of your hair is like blonde.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
Yeah. I saw that. I was like, okay, you look like you're in a pop punk band, but that's cool. Like I don't. It's okay.
This guy's like famous from like the early 2000s. That's
the
probably
Naked
his
Brother
shtick.
Band. Remember on White TV, Naked Brother Band, Nat Wolf. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do. I really do.
Well, yeah. Obviously, like he produced out the Death Note, and the Death Note, like, it looks like a Death Note. It looks legit. Obviously, in the original anime, the Death Note, like, Light was in class, and then the Death Note fell down. Homie was just like literally right there, right, sitting on the bench, and then the Death Note falls like right next to him. Do you think Ryu picked him in that situation, or it's still a luck that he happened to drop it there, and Light happened to be there and happened to pick it up?
That's a good point. Like there is a line in there in the first episode where Ryuk just says, "Do you really think I picked you? I just dropped it because I was bored."
Exactly.
That is good point to bring up. Honestly, I didn't think about that.
I think he picked him.
I honestly think so too. It seems like it's kind of hard to argue that he just dropped it at random and he just so happened to be there because he's clearly just sitting there. I mean, this kind of offers the concept of maybe this version of Light is more maybe he's more arrogant. Maybe he's just like, I'm too smart for class, I'm not even gonna bother. Like, I could just do the homework on my own, like without even the context of being in class.
Right. I think
that's a possibility. I might be stretching it, but that's just a thought that I would put out there.
Yeah, and then in the next scene, we can obviously see that Ryuk's like, it flashes in the hallway, and then like it starts blowing wind, and there's this apple on the desk, and it goes flying away, and it's like a Netflix original film. I don't know about you, but I think like Ryuk being in the school is representative of that one scene, and I think it was episode 4 when Ryuk is just kind of everywhere where Light is. He's like in night school class, and he's there, and like Ryuk is just like walking through the classroom, like, oh my god, this is boring. Like obviously, Ryuk follows Light around once he makes a physical contact with the Death Note.
Yes.
So I think that's gonna be that element's still gonna be very prominent in the anime. I mean, in the live action.
In the live action, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, we're so used to saying in the anime, it's just like we hardly ever talk about anything live action on this podcast.
Right? If I'm not mistaken, I think there's a scene with cheerleaders right there, and there's like one smoking and two others like up on, like they're doing like a cheerleader formation. I think Misa Amane is a cheerleader.
Huh.
Meaning she goes to school.
Was she not in school? Like, was she in the anime? Was she not part of high school?
I do not believe she's a student in the anime. I remember her specifically like hanging out at the coffee shop on like on a school day when she's like, "Oh, I wonder where you are, Kira." Or like that.
That's right. I totally remember. I totally understand why. Okay, so that is one aspect of Japanese culture that does stand out there. So like once kids finish like middle school or something, they have the option of going to high school and doing the rest of their education, or they can just go out and get a job. Like as soon as they hit like 10 or 13, then they're allowed to go off and just do whatever. So like you can be a very, very young citizen, and that would probably explain Misa a little bit.
Definitely.
So,
And then
I'm sure that they can still make this work somehow. Like, but I mean, like, I don't get why she's smoking while doing a cheerleading thing. That's just weird.
And she's not the one smoking. It's the girl next to her.
What?
Unless Mia is not. Mia's has to be blonde, right? Mia Sutton in the movie, she has to be the blonde girl. That's like on the left of the girl smoking.
I don't know. I mean, she's kind of. The camera's kind of focused on her, so I would assume that that's likely who it is.
I think you might be right. Yeah, no, it's the girl smoking. I think I stand corrected. What? Mia's a smoker? Mia, how could you? Mia! Do I not sound like her dad right now? Mia, no!
That's what I say to my dog when she's chewing on some food. Like, Mia, no.
Get that death note out of your hands, Mia. No! No!
My
Don't
dog
write
actually.
that guy's name.
My dog actually, like, if you leave the bathroom door open, she'll crawl in and then she'll just like take the used pieces of toilet paper, like the toilet paper tubes that you throw away in the garbage, and she'll actually just like take them out and start ripping them up.
Right.
And I'm just like, put the paper down.
Put the death note down. Put that pen back in your closet. No.
Now I'm thinking of my dog. Now I'm thinking of my dog like having the death note and just ripping it to shreds.
Oh God. And then we see Elle walking through like this red hallway. It was kind of like I was like, oh, he's all secretive and stuff. We don't know who Elle is yet. Do you think we're gonna get some voice filter, some good old classical Elle voice filter in this movie?
I really hope we do, because like.
that I love that stuff.
Yeah. I think it's real. I think it's necessary. Like whenever they do a certain, like whenever there's an action in there, they either explain the action, or at least like with the laptop thing, it was completely understandable. Like if people get your voice, they can kind of understand who you are, and then they'll kind of be able to track you through that. But like with Elle, he covers all tracks. Like he doesn't leave any stone turned. Like he doesn't let anybody see like who he is like behind there unless he reveals himself.
Very, 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 very true. And another thing is, so after that, like it's obviously like coming to his desk, open up the death note, which makes me think about like when he wants to see if this thing, if the death note works in the anime, and then there's like that kindergartening like or something like some sort of building is like hijacked by this one guy, and they identify him, and then they want to write down like the name. But the thing is, in this scene, there's no TV. So there's no way for Light to have names broadcast to him in real time of criminals. In that situation. So I think homie pulls out the death note, and I remember seeing this thing about like how Death Note was supposed to be about revenge. Maybe this is just a theory. Maybe Light here is gonna write down someone he knows his name. But like in the anime, he specifically says I should avoid killing people I know because that would like draw immense attention to me and my surrounding. Which that whole thing is kind of like stupid because he ends up killing like people around him, people he comes in contact with. But anyways, so yeah, Light reads down reads the rule, and the first rule is the human whose name is written in this note shall die.
Right.
That's how the death note works. I had no idea. I didn't know. That makes no. I didn't. And right after that, we see people dying. We see people jumping off buildings and everything. So one thing is for sure, like this movie is going to be a lot of killing sprees and everything.
Right.
Here's another thing I noticed in the trailer. Right after the people jump off the building and die, you know how Elle was in a red hallway?
Yes.
Okay, now he's in this red room, and he sees these people dead, and on the wall it's spray painted justice for Kira. And once again, the room is all red, the same shade of red.
That was I think that was like I think that was supposed to be like a strip club or a party place, like a.
Yeah. But why are they both red? He was walking in a hallway, and now obviously those two scenes of him walking and him getting to somewhere else where the that they have to be correlated somehow with the red color. Right?
Maybe he's not. Maybe he's more. Maybe in this version he's more hands-on. Like maybe he has to be there in the scene. Like he has to actually. Like maybe he's more like Sherlock Holmes. Maybe he has to be up there and like he has to get like a close up and he sees like little details that other people would miss.
I think, well, in the original anime, he is Sherlock Holmes, and he is close up. He literally goes to the exam session. He's like standing there, like looking at light, and then at the graduation, he literally goes, "I'm L." He's very hands-on, I think.
Yeah, but he wasn't as. I'm saying like he's more hands-on, like in police investigation sort of thing. Like in the, I mean, it's never necessarily clarified like how he helped in other police investigations and such, but it's quite likely that nobody's ever seen him in person.
Okay, good point. No, that's a good way to put it.
So maybe in this version he still keeps to the shadows, and like if he goes out, then he's got to be like covered. He's got to be like nobody can see anything like anything on him, like so that way he's unidentifiable. Okay,
right. No, I see exactly where you're going for here. I think, and then in the next scene right after that, there was Mia and Light, like they kiss each other, and I think the way the kiss happened, it was a mutual thing.
Yeah.
Like you know how Misa does anything for Light and like would die for Light and all that stuff. Maybe like in this Americanized version where like romance is a very popular theme in in pop culture today. It's a very prominent theme in pop culture. I think that like in this moment, like Mia, and Light Turner work way more together as a team, and they become a duo more than just before, where I was like Light using Misa to do her dirty business. Maybe Light's not as much of a genius, but more of a, like an action guy, because we do see him like running and like hopping over a fence, I think, or something in the trailer.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's something that I would not enjoy. Like, I think a good villain is more along the lines of the original Light, because he was a manipulator. He manipulated his own family. He manipulated people close to him, and like that was an aspect of the character that we hadn't seen very much of. Like, this is a high school student, and so like the idea that there's a high school student who is this sickening and who is this evil is manipulating like his own friends, his family, or even a girl who obviously is in love with him. And
right.
I'm not too keen about the idea of them being a mutual thing. I mean, I get that this is an adaptation, but at the same time, you guys need to keep the source material in your film. You can't just like take out like major pieces and then just be like, okay, we'll change that completely.
And the scene right after, I'm really going scene by scene here to analyze this trailer. There's like this Ferris wheel breaking down and falling apart, and like Light and Mia end up both being in the cell of one of the cells of that Ferris wheel together, and like Light's like holding on to Mia to like save her. I really think, I don't know, what do you make of that? I can't make anything out of that.
I mean, I think it's probably going to emphasize a little bit more the romance aspect, or they can do what I think they should really do is like they could emphasize like maybe when she like maybe if she dies in the movie, who knows, but if she does die in the movie, she could just be like, what about at the Ferris wheel? He was just like, I didn't want to lose my best tool or something like that.
My best tool? You're a tool, Mia.
I mean, really, she is.
Well, yeah. Not in that way. The other way.
Yeah.
Does Light die in this movie, Kyo?
I don't know. What are you asking me for?
No, this is just open-ended question. What do you think?
If this does... honestly, I'm thinking that with the way that this is being shot, it doesn't seem like there's a likely chance that they're going to get him. I feel like they're probably going to try and milk it for a sequel.
Oh, Kyo, you just hit. This is why I ask you questions, because you hit the gold. Seriously, that's honestly, a really good point.
Honestly, the way that it's being shot, it's not likely that they're going to show the show Light dying or anything like that. They're probably going to go like through the first half of season 1. And then, like, I think that was up to the point where they, what was it? Where they ended up burying the Death Note, and then they brought it back to Light, like, towards the end of the first season.
Oh my God, wait. Wait, I just realized something.
So they might actually end up killing L. So, but
Here-
honestly,
he-
it's
he-
not. Honestly, it's up in the air. It's just a theory.
No, I know. I have a fact. I have it for fact. I think
go
I have
for
it nailed down.
Please
okay.
go for it.
Light does not die at the end of the movie. Light does not die in this movie. Reason being, Mello and Nier are not introduced at all in the cast list.
Oh, good point. They are.
See what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good. That's
L's
honestly
there.
quite likely.
So L by the end of the movie, L dies. I think they do the first half.
Yeah. We
Season
might
1.
be giving too much credit to it, but at the same time, we're trying to be optimistic about this because I honestly want this to be good. Because if this is good and it does well, then other studios will catch on and be like, oh, if we want to get good money out of this, we have to actually give a shit about the movie that we're adapting.
Right. Well said. So I don't think Light dies.
Yeah, I don't think that he's going to die in this movie. It's more likely that L will die, but it's quite possible that we'll... but it's quite possible that neither one of them will die, and they'll pull a bullshit ending like, oh, I knew I was wrong the whole time, or something like that. But I don't know. It's possible that we're giving it too much credit, but at the same time, we're just trying to be optimistic and not be like, okay, you guys are going to suck, even though we haven't seen anything from your movie yet. But I do have to say that I really, really, really want to see Willem Dafoe as freaking Ryuk.
Oh yeah, me too. Obviously, the trailer ends with like Ryuk showing up to Light, and Light's like
Yes.
all in fear, like what the hell's happening? Like
The
what?
way they're framing and like just showing Ryuk is perfect. Like he's very blurred out. You can't see him yet. So I think that the effect looks really, really good so far. But we haven't seen the actual model. We haven't seen what he actually looks like yet. So it's still up in the air as to how well the CG is going to look and so on or whatever. Or if they're going to do a puppet. I would love to see them do a puppet.
Good point. I think that basically covers like the entire. No, it does cover the entire.
Yeah,
trailer,
that pretty much
the entire
covers the entire trailer. The whole trailer is only a minute long. We'll leave you guys a description to the actual video if you guys want to see it for yourself. If you haven't seen it for yourself just yet.
Right, definitely. Any final thoughts on this, Kyo?
I have high hopes for it. It looks okay so far. It doesn't look like it's going to be a completely let's see, what's the word? Completely faithful adaptation, but at least it'll be its own thing. Like it's not gonna, like I honestly think it's not gonna pull punches and try to like completely do what what they think that they're supposed to do. I think that they're gonna take. I'm hoping that they take liberties in the right places, and then like change little things that may or may not be needed. But let's see what else.
Very interesting.
Oh yeah, that's right. So we are gonna cover everything up to the trailer. Like if they give out more trailers with more information, then we'll cover. Then I think we'll cover more episodes like that, right?
We're on it. We're on it, guys.
Yeah.
Guys, we're on it. Subscribe to the channel because we're on it.
So yeah, we're gonna follow the trailers, up to the release of the movie, and when the movie comes out, we're gonna do like a kind of a review special, like just talk about our thoughts on the movie, that sort of thing. Yeah.
Exactly. So, my final thoughts on this whole thing is, I just hope it's a good movie. That's all I got.
I really do too. I mean, it doesn't have to be amazing. It just has to be like, it just has to fit the bill. Like if there's a few spots where there's a problem, oh well. At least I'll have enjoyed myself. That's all I want to do. I just want to see a movie where I enjoy myself.
We can't complain because Death Note has been done for a very long time, and obviously
we have had releases of other movies. We've had other animated movies. We've had live action movies, but this is the first time like Hollywood itself is giving us a Death Note film, and it's something that a lot of us are excited for.
I really hope it gets they kill it, and they write in the Death Note and they kill it.
Yeah,
it has to be good.
I really hope they kill
All right.
it at the box office. Like I really hope it does well.
They write down box office.
Yeah.
We killed it. No. All right. Where can people find you online, Kyo?
Okay, you guys can find me on Twitter at GoProKyo with each word being capitalized. Anyway, you guys can also find me on Facebook. DeviantArt, YouTube, 2 places on YouTube, 3 places actually.
4 places, 5 places, 6 places.
Do I hear 5 places? Do I hear 6 places? Ooh, I hear 7 places.
Oh my god.
And where can we find you, Jaian? I obviously know, but the people watching who are obviously fans clearly don't know. So go ahead and explain it to them once again for the 10th time.
For the 10th time, right?
20 plus.
YouTube.com/JaianMusic is my YouTube channel. @JaianMusic is my Twitter. Facebook.com/JaianMusic is my Facebook page. Patreon.com/JaianMusic if your allowance allows it to. And yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you so much for the love. Thank you so much for coming on, Keo. Really appreciate it.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm actually really excited to cover this event with you, and it's probably going to be the biggest thing since the Ghost in the Shell movie, which I really need to get into, and maybe maybe we should do a podcast on that. Maybe we'll just like do a video on the maybe we should do like a video on the original and then do a video on the
I haven't watched it though.
Yeah, I know, but like I'm saying, like if we did that, we should do like one on the animated movie and then one on the original or the new movie, whatever.
Okay, so I'd have to watch it first. Okay, sounds good. All right, guys, thank you so much for this for coming on to listen to us, and have a great one. We'll see you guys later. Bye.
Thank you so much for watching my video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to check out this video. I do a cool series right here. Check out this awesome video. And if you're an awesome fan, you can also pledge to my Patreon, which is always very appreciated. I produce videos every single week, so make sure to hit that beautiful subscribe button and the bell. Bye, guys.